son, he would teach people how to play 40k, and when he was teaching people, he would use explicitly only his gay Eldar, which was like his normal Eldar, but they were vibrantly colored and had pride flags on all of their vehicles.
Okay.
And so it's like your first game has to be explicitly not serious, so that way you have fun not through the rules of the game themselves. Because the rules of the games themselves are super fun once you know how to use them, but they're not fun while you're learning.
Yeah, I've taught Fighting Monsters a lot, and going to Gen Con and teaching people like back to back over and over was really helpful for me. And it's like really easy to teach how to play it, but as me and Jeff were just talking about, like how to play it well and to achieve victory is like a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's like chess. Like it's how the pieces move is not the same thing as how to play chess.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ping Prime.
Yeah.
We're up and live right now, but the audio's turned off, so don't worry.
Okay. But yeah, it's like it's also weird because I would love to teach people how to play correctly, but I only have a vague idea of what that even is. Like I think I do it right, but
there's no defined meta.
Yeah, like
and there's
I have what I think is good.
Hey.
Hey Garth, how's it going?
Yeah.
Good. How you been?
Good. All right.
Wait a second. I want to be that color.
Just getting.
I stole a color.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I apologize. Here you go.
Yeah, you can't be a color.
I stole. Yeah. My first instinct was to click brown instead of gray, but no, because that's what you do. But no.
Okay. All right.
I gotta match my profile picture.
Once everyone settles in, I will unmute us on the stream. Okay. We'll do the brief introduction, and as usual, Rat and I will head off to the broadcast channel.
Okay.
Perfect. Logging into Steam. Sorry, I'm.
No, you take your time.
That's okay. If nothing else, this whole experience has taught me forced me to learn a whole lot about OBS. So I just now figured out, I can mute us and stream so no one can hear us and just see the splash screen.
Yep.
That's pretty useful.
Yes, it is.
Password tournament. What's the password?
Pyre.
Uppercase P.
Unfortunately, you cannot choose Chronomancer.
Not until the spring season.
Yep. His name is clearly just an attempt to build hype for it.
All right, so we are gonna go live in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Good evening or afternoon, depending on your time zone. I'm Jeff. I'm here with Rat, and we are going to be commenting on today's tournament game for Pyre in the Winter 2022 season, and we have got Time Walking, also known as Garth, also known as Primordial Secrets, so you may hear me refer him to any one of those three. And we have Sean. Welcome to you both.
Howdy.
Hello.
Okay.
Does my leader go on the backline or one up? I never remember.
It's always going to be backline.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. And then my troops go one up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Who drafted first, by the way, before?
Me. I just do I do leader and unit or just leader?
It's you do leader, then Garth does leader and a unit, and then it's 2 units back and forth.
Okay, and then this has some changes, right?
Yes, there have been
from last time.
Balance changes. Assassin got buffed a little bit. Ooze is completely different from the first.
Oh no!
Standard Barrack different nerf.
Well, his innate is you still have your Goop Lash, Garth. Don't worry.
Oh, then I'll take him. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so Matt and I are gonna bow out to the broadcasting channel, and we'll stop in after the game. All right.
All right.
Good luck to both of you, and have fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, Rat. So the draft has gotten off to a pretty quick start.
Yeah, that was really quick. I mean, first of all, we have TW, we have Garth taking Spymaster Goop. The knight is in the wrong spot, by the way. The knight needs to be on a.
Yes.
But no, he's just fixing it probably. But because he'll figure it out like mathematically. But yeah, he fixed it. But no, so him starting out with Ooze when he doesn't know what Ooze does is bold.
Ooze is one of Garth's favorite units.
One of mine too. I mean, I can't not love it. It's just so creative and nice. A 2 damage strike is also very nice. But no, I think, yeah, he's trying to read what it does before he starts. But he's going to have to. I have noticed in Pyre is one of those games where you'd rather have a team of people who you entirely don't know what they do than play against even a single unit that you don't know what it does.
Yes, that can be really difficult.
Yes, so like this is going to be, so if Sean hasn't looked at Ooze beforehand, this is going to be really hard, especially because Ooze is I know we probably have a lot of legacy allure people here today, so probably not as many, so probably we should explain what each unit does as they come up.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting the cards up on the screen.
Yeah. So Ooze, kind of his gimmick a little bit is that he has instead of base health, high base health, he has a number of goop tokens that he uses like his health. However, when he moves, he can put these goop tokens on other units. And when they're on other units, they make their attacks and movement weaker. And also, if you decide to attack them, then it will do extra damage. And so, a lot of the time with the Ooze, the way you deal with him is you just kind of let him run his course. You're like, okay, you're out of goop now, and now I can deal with you. But if you haven't played against him before, it's going to be a bit harder to deal with him because you just don't know, how quickly he runs out, how, his struggles with mobility, and how you can decrease it by just peppering him.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky unit, so we'll see how all of that works out for him.
We have, we have a complete draft. We have Life Leech, Knight, Shadow, and Wizard. I'm sure you're happy to see Shadow.
I am happy to see Shadow, and it's an underutilized unit in my opinion.
Yep. And then we see Druid, Ranger, Ooze, and Shapeshifter. I'm not gonna lie. I think this Druid is going to. It's going to be a little bit of a waste. I think. It might have been a hate draft, honestly. I think, frankly, it's very possible.
Why do you think the Druid's going to be a waste?
First of all, it's on the corner.
Okay.
So it can only. So in other words, most movement, because it's on the corner, it's not going to be able to take center squares as effectively. Which, similar to chess, this game, being in the center is more powerful because you have more places you can go.
Sure.
Generally, it's more powerful, and also because you have more control over the objectives. The Druid's main function is to block opponent squares as well as kind of set themselves up to be this big unstoppable unit. And if they're off to the side, then it's going to be harder to get them active during the end of the game. So he's going to basically need a Druid Order, the Druid Order, which is to teleport the Druid around and put down nature tokens in order to get the Druid in the game at all. So he's going to have to basically be waiting on it, and so, it's going to be really troubling when Sean figures out, oh, hey, your hand this turn doesn't have it. So now what's going to happen is he's going to be like, well, I don't want to use the Druid, I don't want to move the Druid when, there's no benefit to doing it, so he's not going to move the Druid that much, which means that he's going to get basically no benefit out of the Druid until he draws that order.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Garth has always been a big proponent of the Druid as well.
Yeah, I'm one of the biggest shills for the Druid, is what he's saying. Yeah.
I think the
Give us-
draft of the wizard is interesting. I think that might be useful. Again, with the blocking of the nature tokens, the wizard's attack at 3 range could be very helpful at that point. But Garth does have the ranger also.
Yeah. So the Pyre is heading to D4, which is exactly where it is. So current Pyre advantages nobody, basically. I would say.
I would have to agree with that. I mean, the first Pyre is usually going to be pretty... The first Pyre is always in the center, so there's no real advantage there. The fact that it's staying there in the second round, as you noted, which is unusual,
Yes.
is interesting, because there is only one other card in the 25 deck of Pyre cards that puts it back in the center.
Yep. Which does basically tell us, however, that this first couple of turns is going to be a bit of a slugfest because they're fighting over the exact same area.
Yeah.
Both times. So now we have they're just rotating their cards around so that they're all facing the right way. Now here's the thing a little bit about, some context for the people that don't play Pyre very much, or haven't played at all. The way it works is you draw purple order cards, which can either be unit specific. You have you have one for every unit, except for your leader, who you have 2 for. Mm-hmm. If they do special actions, or they could be a normal maneuver, which just will do a normal attack or a move or something.
Yeah, well, I'll put one up on the screen for everyone's reference. I'll put one up that, let's see, we have the Life Leech. So I will pop the Life Leech's coil up.
Yep. So those ones do something special, but they can only target that specific unit. Now, because of this, it's pretty important to keep track of your opponent's orders, and the way that's done generally is through psychology. So, like you can see here, this is one of my least favorite plays. I've commented that I don't like doing this. From Sean, which is he plays his first turn Divine Favor, which tells it tells TW that he probably doesn't have another one, and if he does have another one, then he's not going to have basically any other really strong High Priest orders for 2 rounds, which is massive. Right. So it gives a lot of information for no reason.
Right, so I put Divine Favor up there, and what it does, it lets you order your leader, which in Sean's case is the High Priest, which lets you put blessing tokens on a blessing token on a troop, and then you also get to trigger the High Priest's innate ability after playing the card, which is to put another blessing. So you get to activate a bunch of units early on. I mean, my thinking is right now he wanted to grab those 2 flag spaces early. The High Priest has the advantage that it's able to move units a lot more frequently and more easily than the Spy Master, who Garth is playing.
Ooh, that was an adapt. And he's ready to bear instantly. So he is able to ping the Knight for 1. Luckily, the Knight currently has +1 health from the blessing. I hope they keep that in mind. They haven't incremented health or anything, so I don't know. But, so they both play turn 1 orders, and the reason why I was commenting against that is because, really, right, Sean, or TW had no way to steal those 3 objectives from him turn 1. There was no order in the game that could do it, aside from maybe Druid's Nature's Grasp, and that would be a pretty wasteful Nature's Grasp, because there's so much stun on the team to kill Druid. So basically it was a waste. There was no urgency. He didn't need to take that turn 1. He just gave a bunch of information away for no real reason. That could have been a really important swinging Divine Favor later on. That now we know it's not there.
Yeah, well, he may have another Divine Favor. He may be saving that one for last. I mean, right now, Sean Pohatu on the screen has a total of 6 presents on the Pyre, 2 from the flag spaces, 1 from the health space, and 1 from the initiative space. I'm just putting up there exactly how many points of presence you get for being on those spaces. And at the end of this round, sorry about that, my screen went a little bit crazy. At the end of this round, whoever has the most presents wins the pyre. You win the pyre 3 times, you win the game, or you eliminate the enemy leader, you win the game.
Yep, and pyre, one of the super strong yellow cards that you see in both players' decks. You have to pay resources to get those, so they're more rare to see play, and you have to discard an order card in order to play them, which also makes them a little bit less useful. But then, instead of discarding a card, you can basically use one of your pyre wins to play it instead. So the idea being that as you win the pyre, you also get better at attacking. So winning the pyre early on is a pretty big deal when you're playing a pretty killy team. And I would actually say that Sean has a pretty killy team right now.
I would agree. All right, so we just saw a pretty aggressive move from Time Walking. He put his Spy Master up there.
Stun kill or stun hit. Yeah. Now the thing about this is because the Shadow's main defense is through his innate ability to stop damage coming his way. Now that he's stunned, if that shapeshifter hits him with something that does 2 damage, it's just going to kill the Shadow outright. All the armor in the world can't stop that when you're stunned.
Right, because when you get stunned, its innate abilities go away. So there's a Shadow on the screen, and you'll see that one of his abilities is insubstantial, which he never takes more than 1 damage. If he's stunned, that is not in play. And the shapeshifter is in bear form, so the shapeshifter could conceivably kill it its next turn.
However, a maneuver to attack the Spy Master. Very good maneuver. Look at all of this arrayed. He gets to hit Ooze, gets to hit the shapeshifter, he gets to hit the wizard. Now here's the question, basically. Was it worth it? Right? Is it worth it to probably lose his shapeshifter? Or to probably lose his Shadow in exchange for that big wizard?
Okay, who did so that was a wizard attack?
Wizard attack on Spy Master.
Wizard attack on Spy Master. Oh, that is a big attack, so let me just...
That is a big AoE.
Yeah.
So but
wizard's ability is if it attacks somebody with an empowered action, it not only hits the target, it hits every enemy unit in that unit's zone, which is the 5x5 square around the target.
Yeah. So both players have to kind of be thinking about what their opponent has. Generally speaking, you generally think to yourself, okay, a diagonal attack. Oh no, so he's going to move, which this is strange to me. He's playing this, so maybe he doesn't have the maneuver to finish off that Shadow. So the Knight is attacked for 1, but that's strange. He could have finished off the Shadow, which would have been very advantageous. Both players have to start thinking about what the other player has in their hand right now. Generally, it's probably pretty safe to say one of those last 2 cards it might be a Stolen Plans, or is probably a Stolen Plans. And that's actually probably why he was positioning this way. He wants to get off a Stolen Plans card draw. Stolen Plans requires your enemy leader be in your your leader zone at the end of its activation. And so this is going to be a way for him to get that off. He is going to move the Spy Master with Stolen Plans to get the High Priest closer. I think it's probably what Garth's plan is right now.
That's certainly possible. It always hurts when your Stolen Plans doesn't trigger because you can't get your Spy Master close enough to the enemy leader. It's always painful.
Spy Master is there's the Stolen Plans. Called it.
And it's the one I put up on the screen.
Yeah, that's so convenient. Called it. So now the stun here. Unfortunately, he can't stun the Shadow, so he's probably going to be stunning the leader. Just because that's the smart thing to do. If he doesn't stun the leader, then, in my opinion, that would be kind of not the best idea.
Yeah, the Leech is not really a threat right now because the Leech has not built up its Leech tokens, so I would agree the leader.
Suppose...
He did the Leech.
Oh, he's stunning the Leech. Well, his fear here is that the Leech attacks him, but the thing is that the High Priest can make the Leech attack him twice.
No. He may be worried about that last tactic that... Sean has.
Burrow? What would you think it is? Parasite? Burrow?
I would say maybe Burst.
Dropping
at D3.
Yeah, that would be a scary burst. That would be lots of damage, lots of unstoppable damage. But now he plays another one, so this is going to do so much damage again. The innate does not require line of sight. We are seeing a lot of damage happen to TW's units, like just off the base of it. Like he is definitely losing this attrition game. Shadow could die, and I would still say that he's losing this attrition game. Primordial Secrets is definitely not in the best way in terms of his positioning right now.
Well, he's got 2 free actions though, thanks to the card draw.
True. He's got 2 free actions. Math says that you can, like, it wouldn't be that astronomically lucky for one of them to be a unit order, but he hasn't really been playing like he has a unit order right now. Maybe he has Leech Harry. Or not Leech Harry, sorry. I mean, maybe he has a Ranger Evasive Shot. But other than that, he hasn't really been playing like he has any orders. He might have Nature's Grasp, but I don't think he has, for example, Goop Lash's move, and I don't think that he has, I mean, I guess he couldn't plan for one of those cards because he just drew it, but...
Yeah, I mean, even if he gets both units onto, both 2 troops onto presence, onto control points, Sean still's going to win the Pyre this round.
That would be true. However, if one of those is a Spymaster like jump, then there is a world where he stuns the shadow and then kills it.
I think he'll still win the Pyre.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Nature's Grasp, by the way. Yep. So
Nature's Path. Yeah.
Or Nature's Path. Yeah. Now that Druid is like in the middle of the board, I think he thinks that that's going to block line of sight, and it doesn't, which is unfortunate.
Well, he might just be putting it down as defenses.
Yeah, he might be placing it down defensively, and he also might be placing it down to prepare the biggest Nova of all time on the Leech. But no, I mean, now that the Druid is in the center of the board, he's active. But I mean, it's fortunate that he drew a turn 1 Nature's Grasp. You saw, like, turn 1, he didn't move the Druid at all. But thanks to that order, he's now active, and now the Druid's in a better spot. So I think now his position is improved substantially.
Yeah, it's not generally too hard to get your Druid where you want it to be, especially if you have Nature's Path. So he might have had Nature's Path in his opening hand. I mean, he wouldn't
possible he had Nature's Path
when he placed his Druid, when he drafted it.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sean has won the Pyre.
Yep.
Which gives him 1 of the 3 control tokens seed, which means that's going to be 1 free tactic play on his side.
Yep. And Sean is also going to get initiative next turn, and his High Priestess is going to be more healthy, which matters in these games. These games have very thin margins. Very thin margins. So his leader having 1 more health is going to be a big deal when you win the game by killing your opponent's leader.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we're looking at this new thing, and you can see, by the way, yes, it is indeed a slugfest because everybody's fighting around the center. Now we have it going to C5, which is pushing back towards Sean. So this is going to generally be bad news, but I mean, right now anything can really happen.
Yeah, this is a very congested.
Yep. That being said, 1 fireball onto, or not fireball. Fireball is target and adjacent. One good wizard attack onto the Spymaster right now will kill the Ranger and will put the Shapeshifter at 1. Will force the Druid to either take 1 or remove a nature token.
The Druid won't have the option of removing a nature token because
it's not preventable.
Is unpreventable.
Yep, so it'll just do another damage on the Druid, it'll kill the Ranger, it'll remove another Goop token, so that he's going to be running on empty in terms of Goop, and the Spymaster is going to be slowly pinged away at, and he's basically, with no units on the board, with very few units on the board, Primordial Secrets is going to have basically no choice but to give a little bit of space, which is really bad when your opponent has has one pyre once, is probably going to win it again, and is probably going to win it after that because the pyre is going towards you. You want to contest every pyre here, but you can't.
To his advantage, Primordial Secrets has an extra card this round.
Yep.
Thanks to ending on the card draw space at the end of the round. He has three tactics to choose from. So he's got some flexibility there. And generally speaking, an extra order card is better than the Pyre control token because it comes with more options.
It's better than the initiative, you mean? Or Pyre control?
No, it's having an extra card in your hand is better than having a control token in terms of your options.
Yes, that's just true.
As the order or as a tactic, whereas a control token can only be used as a tactic.
Yep, that's just true. But now, meanwhile, you have Sean with, Sean has a lot of options right now because he gets to go first, which admittedly is going to set up his opponent to have like possibly a 3-turn at the end. Assuming he has stolen plans. But I feel like definitely Sean might not be familiar with the rules and know that
already playing
tactics, spread the word. Each unit on the board with a blessing token may empowered move or empowered attack. So Knight can empowered attack and stun that shapeshifter if he feels like it, and Life Leech can empowered attack either the Druid or the Spymaster and get a Leech token.
I'm thinking it's going to be the Spymaster because, again, the Druid can just absorb it with the Nature token.
True, but it removes the Nature token.
It does remove the Nature token from the board.
Does this consume the... No, it doesn't say anything about consuming the blessing.
It does not consume the blessing.
No, however, if they would like, they can then consume the blessing.
Yes, because you can use the blessing after an empowered action.
Yes. If they would like to use the blessing, they may. I would say probably a bad idea, considering that shapeshifter is stunned. So if the knight does take an attack, it's probably going to be a more, easygoing one. It's going to be like a ranger attack, a normal ranger attack too, like an evasive shot forward, and you might want the extra health provided by the blessing. But yeah, this is
card so people can see what the knight does. With the empowered attack, it will be able to stun whatever it attacks.
Yep, and with the shapeshifter stunned, it's going to be on 1 away from death, and then a simple diagonal attack from the wizard will finish off 2 units and damage 3 others. A simple maneuver attack. No need for a special order. Normal maneuver. This is really the game of the stupidly, amazingly positioned wizard. That seems to be the gospel truth.
Has he made his attacks yet or his moves? I don't think so, right?
No, I think he's thinking about who he wants to attack here.
Yeah.
He's reading Ooze. But Ooze doesn't do anything right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say that the shapeshifter, and I would say the shapeshifter or the Spymaster.
Yep, shapeshifter Spymaster probably makes the most sense on the face of it. The only trouble is like getting stun locked to death if he has with the shapeshifter or not with the shapeshifter, with the Spymaster and the Druid, because like what could theoretically a possibility, though I'm not sure how great of a possibility it is Spymaster moves back, stuns Life Leech, forces Druid to move, who then puts down another nature token, and then just empowered attacks once. It does 3.
They have a question in chat, which I don't see.
Their question is, does this consume the blessings? Which we decided, no, it doesn't. I guess we forgot the answer. That's on us. Yeah. So, yep. Doing exactly what you said they would. Also, is it all right if I tell them that the blessings give health? Because they know that, right? Or would that be too? Because I'm worried right now because they didn't increment health, and I'm worried that somebody is going to attack the knight with something, and then be like, it dies, and then it doesn't.
Well, some players don't increment the health. They just because it's a temporary health. So
Yeah.
they just kind of see the blessing on there and count it as the
sure.
health.
But it's going to be really sad when Garth plays evasive shot because he thought he could kill the knight right now. That's going to be a sad day.
I'll put the reminder in the chat.
I should? That's what you're saying?
I'm doing it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because people, I've noticed, forget about that sometimes, and it's kind of a big deal. Because once again, game's very thin margins.
Very thin margin, and the reason that rule was implemented, they didn't used to count as a temporary health, but it turned out the blessings were much too fragile then, and they ended up getting lost a lot.
Just for murder.
Okay, so we're seeing an
evasive shot. Yep, there onto the knight, or onto the life leech now instead of onto the knight. If he hadn't known that, he probably would have done it. Okay, no, he does it onto the knight anyway. That doesn't kill him, it's not empowered.
It says it took 6 damage.
Yeah, but he just went from 4 to 6. Not empowered, doesn't kill. Yeah. There it is. They figured it out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I called that exact thing happening. So I feel proud of myself. That exact thing, they were like, oh, it's gonna kill the knight. And it doesn't. See, this is one of the instances where having +1 health matters.
So now this is actually, the wizard shot would actually hit every single one.
Yep. It would hit every unit and kill 2 of them.
Yeah.
Hit every unit, kill 2. A fireball would also be really good here.
I mean, it would hit. It would hit the life leech, but yeah, the 3 damage on the spy master probably.
Oh no! Oh no! He doesn't see that. What?
Why did he do?
How is he moving? What is he doing?
Maybe he doesn't. He must have a diagonal attack, I would think, though.
Yeah, but like he just used the order discard to move, and then did a damage to spy master somehow. Oh, by attacking the druid.
Oh.
Is that right? No, but like, wait, he didn't have an attack.
He didn't do any damage.
He didn't have an attack on... Oh. Okay, I thought I saw the Spy Master's damage increment, but I guess it incremented from the Life Leech. That was, not great. I don't think...
Well, who knows? We don't know what tactic he has. Maybe there's a reason for it.
Maybe there's a reason for it, but I think a diagonal attack would be more impactful than almost every tactic in the game right now.
Yeah, that diagonal attack would have been absolutely brutal. It would have been a total of 5 damage.
Yep, and it would have, well, the most important thing is, but the most important thing is, it would have given him 2 units up.
Yeah.
2 units up, and the druid is on 1 health, so he has to retreat. So now he just loses the pyre again, and now the next pyre is coming towards him, so he's gonna win it. So, like, and there's gonna be, when he tries to evacuate his spy master, there's gonna be no way for him to turn and kill anything at the end of the game, so his last 3 moves is useful.
Hit 3 units by attacking the druid, but it's not the 5 that it would have been.
Yep. So now we have a move or nope. We have a discard for for harass, which is exactly. So he moves, and now he doesn't attack anybody. He moves. He doesn't. Oh, he moves. He attacks Shadow for 1. He moves. Attack. He moves back. Probably attacks. No, he moves. Attacks Knight. Kills him. Moves back, attacks Shadow, kills him. So this is one of those instances where his lack of a maneuver, he didn't maneuver attack, so now instead of being up 2, he's down 2.
Yeah, had he taken that diagonal shot, if he could, it would have taken out the ranger and it wouldn't have been possible.
He almost certainly could. Because even... Oh, no, I guess he needs empowered to make it a like, cool
he would need
thing.
A maneuver with a diagonal attack, and it's possible.
Yeah, he would need a maneuver.
He may not have one.
Yep. He may not have one. It's possible, but very unlikely.
Oh.
I honestly, I don't understand his move at all. I don't see a single tactic where that would be better.
This is one of the things but again, it's always possible he doesn't have the diagonal move. It is
possible. He probably has a coil right now, though. Yeah, I mean, Garth just went from totally winning or totally losing to totally probably winning. There's the coil. No, I saw it. I mean, he can decide not to, but now we all know he has it for sure. He's playing a maneuver. Oh, another with life leech. What? Oh. Oh, he's going to life leech attack. Oh no, he has 2 of them, so he just did 3 damage to the Spymaster. So Spymaster is on 7 damage. He has to think about defending his Spymaster now.
Yeah, and this is a powerful move because the Spymaster really shines when it's near the enemy.
Yep.
Now at 7 damage, that is a very dangerous place for a Spymaster to be.
Yeah, especially, I mean, the wizard moved himself out of being very strong, out of a very strong diagonal. So
he can still hit the leader with it, though.
He could still do 1 damage to it, but a fireball insta-kill is no longer the threat.
Oh.
Which is what you would be thinking, right? Like, oh, he got me to exactly 3 health and he has the wizard there. Your first thought is, well, now I have to move my Spymaster away, and I can't do it like that. He would have to use some other resource to move it away.
He moves his Spymaster back, stuns the life leech,
and causes the druid to move.
And instead of the there we go, putting down the blocking nature token.
Will do nothing though. We know he has. Oh no! This is a really nope. He's just gonna coil. Yeah, he's gonna coil. He's gonna be okay.
Well, but where's he gonna coil to?
E3.
E3 puts him in range of the goop.
True, but the goop doesn't go off unless he orders movement.
Which he could easily do. Oh, there we go. He's put his wizard back on the diagonal.
Yep. It seems like all of that was just a waste. I mean, like, even if he doesn't have the maneuver to do it, which, I mean, he probably didn't. At this point, we're thinking he probably did. Which sucks, but it happens.
Maybe he's now just threatening.
Yeah, but, like, before he was already threatening it. So he just kind of unthreatened it and then re-threatened it. When an extra damage on the Spymaster with that maneuver, by playing that maneuver, could have been very big here. Like a Spymaster with 1 leech token right now. On a leech with 1 leech token versus a Spymaster with 8 damage on it is a far more dangerous proposition right now. Also, if you're Garth, you have to be trying to call that out, right? You have to be like, I know you don't have a diagonal attack or you would have used it.
Unless he missed it. The one thing I noticed is the wizard, because of its range, sometimes people miss those attacks.
I think he thought that the nature token blocked line of sight.
Could be.
That's probably my thought. But it looks like this is not going to be a super long game.
No, this is pretty brutal. Garth is in a rough spot.
Which is strange because he's 3 units up.
Well, he might not be 3 units up if Sean does hit diagonal. Maybe now he sees it. Maybe he just missed it earlier.
Yep, now he has a jump. Because he's going to use that as a jump, of course. Stunning the High Priest, presumably. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. He thinks that's actually better for Leech. That's better for Leech. It's his only option, but that's better for Leech. Leech can now coil
Let's
over.
See what happens. I mean, if Sean does have that diagonal attack, he could take out the Ranger and the Shapeshifter.
Yeah,
which
true.
Would bring him back to unit parity.
Alternatively, he could coil into Spymaster. There it is. He actually, remember how you were saying that the threat on coil to E3 was that goop happened?
Now
he doesn't even have it now. Like, that just hurt himself. That move was, in my opinion...
He's going to stun the Spymaster, I would hope.
Yeah, probably. He's probably going to stun the Spymaster. He might decide to stun the Shapeshifter instead.
Well,
either are fine.
Doesn't that give him his second leech token?
If he stuns either card, then it gives him the second leech token. He's now playing a thing though. Neither card was stunned, even though Coil stuns, which is strange to me. I guess act like Shapeshifter is stunned. Or no, he just healed. He healed. Okay.
I think he didn't see it stuns.
Yeah. Did Coil stun anyone? It does both. Does both. There we go. Okay. Yeah. If he has Parasite... No, Parasite isn't through line of sight, so Parasite wouldn't win here.
Nope. I don't know why he didn't... Yeah, he should have stunned Spymaster there. That would have been game, pretty much.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure he did it mostly out of the kindness of his heart.
I think so, because Garth had already moved the Spy Master, so he chose to be
Yes.
a gentleman and not.
Yes. Yes, and not stun it. Even though obviously stunning it would have been the right play, but I respect it.
Yes.
I respect it. We love it. We love the gentleman.
So the Life Leech is now at 5 health, which is a beautiful place for the Life Leech to be.
Yep. It's looking like you hate to see it, but it's looking like he's gonna just win another pyre. It really is. It's looking like Sean is just gonna win this pyre too.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be a little bit of a good night happening because they're currently
diagonal attack again, which we've been waiting for to see if he has it. So far, he hasn't had the diagonal attack.
Well, here's the troll. If he doesn't have trample in his hand right now, a trample is coming, and if he doesn't take initiative right now, then Sean is going to have initiative. So what he can do is he can just position the knight on. He can just when he deploys it, because remember he can bring back units from the death in this game. You would just deploy it on F7, trample forward, and then there's nothing to be done as something kills it.
Yeah.
Maybe a Harry, maybe a Harry. Maybe a divine favor to make 2 things attack.
So many things. Or just an attack.
So many things.
The Life Leech has 2 tokens on it, I believe.
Oh, does the Life Leech have... No, the Life Leech has 0 right now.
Oh, he should have... Oh, I see. I thought he had...
Yes. Yeah, he has 0 because the last things that he did was he attacked the Spy Master and then he coiled over and he took health. So... But if he doesn't have trample right now, a trample's going to do it. He still hasn't used the second High Priest order. That would do it. He probably doesn't have the second High Priest order in hand. If he does, then that was a really mean stun on that High Priest. But it's going to be unstunned at the end of this turn, so it doesn't matter. A Wizard Teleport is also strong here. Basically, every single guaranteed card that Sean could get is going to be really nasty.
Yeah.
It's clear that even though there's the teleport, by the way, he should probably move over just to try and... Oh, that's bad. He blocked his own line of sight. Oh, that's not good.
Unless he has, again, we don't know what his tactic is. It was his last move of the game. I don't know of the round. I'm not sure.
Would a burst instantly... No, a burst wouldn't kill, but would do 2 damage, right?
Burst would only do...
Or not burst, a burrow. A burst would do... He would burst in, Yeah, a burst would happen basically in the center of the board, instantly killing the ranger, instantly killing the shapeshifter, and then doing a damage to Goop. But now we have a single turn that's completely unreactable, but the trouble is I feel like he needs to take initiative or he loses.
Yeah.
So he has to take initiative, which sucks. He's just in a worse position. This is what happens when you're...
Garth is... Oh, here we go.
Throwing glance.
2 turns.
2 turns.
That are unrespondable because he's going to draw a card.
Yep. So he's stunning. High Priest doesn't really matter other than the damage that's being dealt to it. So High Priest takes 1, takes a ping, and then another card. So now it's probably going to be... I don't know. Goop Flash really sucks here. Unfortunately. It's a really good card. Yep. This is going to be a really weak Goop Flash, I think. Which sucks because Goop Flash is one of the best cards, but in this position, he never got himself set up. He never centralized his Goop. He never centralized his use. He never got to use the Goop basically at all, which sucks. But you hate to see it, but I guess it happens. Some of his early maneuvers that were spent on his shapeshifter attacks maybe should have been spent on centralizing things instead. Oh, that is... Okay. So now he ties initiative, which I think was part of his goal.
Ties Pyre, you mean?
Yeah, ties Pyre. But he loses initiative. That's what I meant to say.
Garth tends to not like having initiative. He likes to go last, but I think in this situation...
You need it because you're about to die.
Yeah.
You are actually about to die, so you need it.
Yeah, many things that Sean can do right now. He's got enough gold to bring back, enough energy to bring back both of his units.
Yep. And we know he has trample in hand. So isn't that... And we also know he has the other divine favor. So basically,
be enough to end the game.
Yeah, that is just enough to.
Almost.
That's just yeah. Why is Shapeshifter dying? Oh, because Pyre moved? No, that wouldn't kill it.
It's a warding pyre. Everything.
Oh, it's a that. Yeah, so that'll kill a lot of crap. Now, I mean, so here's the thing. Okay, well with this setup, he might be a little bit better, but it's still not good. Here's by the way a guaranteed. There is a guaranteed win for Sean right now if he sees it. If you want to flash on the screen, if you care or don't, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, sure.
Knight's trample, stuns. So what you would do here is oh no, I guess it's not quite guaranteed. It's just almost guaranteed. You would Knight trample over the Spy Master. Then what you would do is you would use Divine Favor to move up your High Priest, giving your Leech a movement blessing, which you would use to move him closer to the Spy Master. Then give your Knight an attack blessing to attack the Spy Master, and then he's on 8, and you have 2 attack, or you have 2 blessings. So now whenever, and I think, and then the next time the Knight attacks the Spy Master, it will do. He will be allowed to attack it twice, basically.
Right. So Sean has to make his first decision because he has initiative. So
yep.
Looks like he's bought 2.
Oh, by the way, Shadow Order is also guaranteed. There are a lot of guaranteed orders right now. Bad. No, please don't. There it is. Good job. He was thinking it over in his head. That's gonna be.
And especially depending on what, if he, for example,
yeah,
if he gets a trample, we know he has a trample.
No.
Gravewalk.
No. We know he also has a grave. We know he has a Gravewalk too.
We don't know he's a Gravewalk. Gravewalk is a tactic.
Oh, Gravewalk is a tactic. Sorry, I meant order.
Yeah.
What's the shadow order? Soul Drain. Is that a jump or a charge?
That is Soul Drain is just a move.
It's just a move?
Right.
Yeah, so this is like the worst setup that he could possibly.
He has Gravewalk.
Yeah, if he has Gravewalk, it's okay.
If he has
but
Gravewalk, he wins in the game.
Yeah, but I am going to say, but then he wouldn't have been so indecisive about it. I don't think. I think he would have seen it. Fair enough. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. If I were Garth and I were setting up my opponent's deployment, this is how I would do it.
Again, tactics change.
Yeah, true. But like if he doesn't have Gravewalk right now, if he doesn't just flash Gravewalk and win the game, or he doesn't flash some card and win the game, there was a better way to go about it. He does have Gravewalk. Okay, there it is.
Gravewalk wins in the game.
Gravewalk wins the game with 3 unpreventable. So that was a good game, but not quite a close one. That was a good game, but not a close one, I would say. A couple things happened in a row that were unfortunate. Some were Primordial Secret's fault. Some were happenstance. But regardless, I'm sure Sean gets to now change his name for me.
Yes.
which is the real victory.
All right, so let's hop over to their channel. Hello, gentlemen.
Howdy.
That was quick and brutal.
Yeah, that was very aggressive.
It was you basically it's going to be like that when the first pyre is staying the same spot.
Yeah. I have to say I'm pretty happy. I actually predicted the Gravewalk in your hand, Sean, based on your deployment.
Yeah. Yep. I was saying how if you did have Gravewalk, Sean, that if I were your opponent, that is how I would have set up your deployment for optimal, like screwing over your own units.
So with Gravewalk, there's the The second part, does that mean I have to move again, or is that just like as a result of moving? Because there's like the colon and then there's the arrow.
The colon is the modification. So basically, the first one, the jump colon, that modifies the jump to add the damage. And the second one, you'll see the arrow. That means after the jump, that's what happens.
Okay.
In this case, what happens is does 2 damage to the Spy Master, and then after that's resolved, he takes the damage and is stuck. And is pushed.
Well, so congratulations, Sean. You got your win.
Finally.
Yeah.
All right, are we? Is that your first win? We're tied
After
at 1
10
game each.
agonizing games, yes, now I've won.
I think we're tied at 1 game each now.
Yeah.
Garth,
how much more do I have to lose? How much is left in this tournament?
I know, right?
4 more games.
Let me out.
Is
this the last round? Okay.
There's 4 more games in the tournament.
I can manage. I'll survive.
I will survive.
Yeah. So far, I think Jim figured out that Thera has to lose 3 games in order to not take first at this point.
All right. We have to. Everyone has to work together. Gotta do some replay analysis on them.
Yeah, it's gonna be. That would be just right. So right now, in order for Thera to tie for second, both Jim would have to beat him, Giga would have to beat him, and then one of you 2 has to beat him. Basically, is how it would probably turn out. Where he would beat him.
He is my brother-in-law, so I take on that challenge. Yeah.
Wait, Thera's your brother? I did not know that there was a family.
Also news to me.
You'll be rooting for everyone who goes against Thera. Nothing against Thera, but I don't want to see anyone walk away undefeated.
Our last game was so fucked up. I can't believe I threw it.
Well, Thera beat me by a bit, when I was starting the game. So now I feel obligated to root for him, so that way you guys don't get supremacy by proxy.
So go back to the game. I have a quick question for you, Garth. You have long been a proponent for going second.
Yeah.
Has this game changed your mind about that at all?
No. I just absolutely love getting to take 4 turns in a row, which is what you get to do if you get the Spy Master and get your stolen plans going, and you get to go second, and it's just it's just not working out for me. So I mean, in my very unprofessional opinion, since I'm losing horribly every time, it just seems so strong to be able to have last action, maybe 2 last actions, and just secure the pyre, or know if you can't go for the pyre, then you can use your moves in other ways. Having that information just seems so
being
strong.
able to react, sounds good.
I would say going last definitely has its benefits. I think the one thing we were saying is not having initiative in this particular position.
Oh, I wasn't good. Well, the problem, I guess, it wouldn't have really mattered. I don't know. I know maybe 60% of the cards or something, but there's no way I'm going to play around a particular card from one particular unit that
Sure.
This is the first time I've
seen it. Same. I never.
You're the complete opposite of my play style.
Yeah. We all know you're a card counter, and you like to play
That's crazy.
I mean, the real truth is that initiative is the only space in the game where really sometimes you don't want it.
Yeah.
But I would say 60% of the time or something, or maybe
I would never think it's not favorable. I would always try to get initiative.
Yeah,
well, and I think
this makes me happy.
First turn is bad, in my opinion.
I think so too. I also, what I love is getting to see what guys you're bringing back, where you're putting them, how many market cards you're keeping, and then getting to make all my decisions. Yep. Just having all this information is just so good. Going second, I just love it.
Basically, absolutely.
After making a bunch of games, I have just got it super convinced in my head that going first is just way too good. That's why I tried to eliminate it in Fighting Monsters.
Well, going first is good in a game like Fighting Monsters, where you can do everything off the base of it. But in this game, there's a lot more where if you want to take an objective early, you have to put yourself at risk. and the entire game, like if you're playing around your opponent has a specific card in hand, or I want to try and figure out what my opponent cards are, then having your opponent have to just play basically a nonsense card first turn because nobody is in position to do anything is absolutely phenomenal. So it's like when
some monsters get or units get like a movement bonus, right?
no,
I feel like there's something.
do like tons of.
Okay, my turn one. Priest moved forward, then I got these two forward.
Oh yeah, that was the sweet.
I would say that was one of the worst moves you made, actually.
Are you kidding me?
Rat was terribly upset when you made that move.
What? I popped off I was so excited about that. I was like, a turn one of these, okay.
The reason why is because there was literally no card in the game except for maybe a tactic that could have stolen those from you. So all you did was tell your opponent what card you had, and that you didn't have another one.
As a contrary view, Rat, I would say that yes, they weren't at risk. However, it does put a tremendous amount
it
of
threatens so much area
Garth,
with these two
grabbing
characters.
5 presents around the pyre on turn 1. That puts a lot of pressure on Garth. I mean, and Garth can tell me whether he felt that or not. To say, like,
I immediately gave up.
I'm off on a bad footing here for pyre control with 5 presents already on turn 1.
You might be right, but I would think, like, if I'm playing against that, I'm happy that he played it.
And this is, I think, one of the, but the balance of, yes, there is information given out by that, but also the board position is significantly improved, which is more important. I clearly am not good enough to say. But no, I mean,
Jim
and Giga are the ones I would turn to, because I think they are all better at me than this game.
Sure. But no, I mean, like, for example, if you're there, right, and they're trying to steal your objectives or trying to do something like that, there's an instance where I would say that Divine Order, there were many instances over the course of that turn where Divine Order would have been way stronger than right then, which was just to take 2. Meanwhile, if you had just waited 1 turn, you could have done a damage to, like if the Shapeshifter was there, then you could have instantly moved and done a damage to it with your knights and aides. You could have done the leech attack thing, so you could have then immediately after used an empowered action with your leech and forced the knight to attack with it and stunned the shapeshifter, and then you wouldn't have had basically any problems with that shapeshifter throughout the rest of the game and things like that.
I will say the other position that got a lot of conversations when you had your wizard at, I believe it was A6, his starting position, I think it was, on the diagonal, and the leader was targetable, and every single troop was in the leader's zone.
Yeah, and all of my tactic cards only allowed me to go plus or minus.
I kept saying he probably
like up or down, no diagonal.
Probably doesn't have a diagonal attack, and you didn't have a diagonal.
And then the next round, I also didn't because I got 2 cards that were like coil and teleport.
Yeah, that was it was strange. I mean, like, it was one of those games where at least Wizard gets to like threaten all of those areas, so he has to be careful about it. But then he just wasn't careful about it at all, so it was kind of sad. Like if
I walked into 2 fireballs, it was brutal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but the thing was, you should have been walking into like 5. There were like that was literally if you had drawn a single diagonal attack.
Yeah. Wizard feels dirty when you get that.
Yeah. If you had drawn a single diagonal attack, he would have instantly killed your shapeshifter and ranger.
My game plan now is just so robot, but I improved it from the last time. It is still just go for pyre. If there's good attacks, get them. But I will now adjust accordingly.
Yes, the challenge you said you were having last time, and I think your movements were much more focused this time. Even if they did cause Rat the occasional seizure, I don't agree. I don't agree terribly with how bad he thought they were. I thought there were some good moves. I thought there were a lot of good moves actually, and I think I liked your priest first move. By the way, I did.
I was so happy about it.
Favor.
It's like it's not a terrible first move. I'm just saying
I can see the advantage that you're pointing out. Like I would want to save that, get the attacks. However.
Well, the thing is, what I'm saying is that it's always better to do that second turn over first turn. Because first turn, all it does is tell your opponent that you don't have it.
It was 2 pyres.
So
you got an energy off. I know health.
Yeah, you got a lot off of it, and I'm not saying that the bad move was like getting your units into that position. I'm saying that thing was doing it so early when really there was no threat to those spaces. And you could have actually guaranteed that you got them. Meanwhile, here, okay, they can be pushed.
Well, no, but then I don't know what else would I have done? Like put the wizard in a position to threaten somewhere, and then he plays around it.
I think there's also
and
a psychology.
This dude, I'll just save.
There's also a psychology to this game because you don't know what your opponent can do. I think a big move like that, where you grab 5 presents right off the bat. I don't know. I mean, Garth, I don't know. I mean, if I were you, I would have been like, "Oh man, that's just rough."
Yeah, I mean. It was, I immediately gave up on getting the pyre in round 1, so that let me focus on other things, I guess. Yeah.
Which is a fair point, actually, that supports Rat's position, so by not doing this, you might have possibly wasted a turn going for pyre, and had Sean done it round 2, you could have wasted going for pyre, and then you're like, okay, well, now I'm just going to attack.
Yeah, that's like... Basically, what I'm saying is, like a simple maneuver, like a maneuver up your wizard there, would have done so much more. Because it, first of all, gives your opponent no information. It actually is a bluff, too.
It's threatening everything.
It's actually a bluff. Yeah. It gives your opponent all it gives your opponent is that you are trying to convince him that you have a diagonal attack, which I don't even know if you did. But now that he has to respect it, and now your wizard is in a super good spot, and he has to respect that entire thing. So now he can't move up as nearly as aggressively as he'd like.
Alternatively, I forced my opponent into a position where they don't want to play for pyre, and they moved up and put themselves in the wizard kill zone because of it.
True. But like in my opinion, not the.
You know what, Rat? When we play, it's going to be my opinion versus yours. We're going to see which one works.
You have the ultimate vindication.
Yes.
That you're walking away with the W.
Yes, exactly. So maybe everything I'm saying is complete bull because you won. I mean,
all that matters.
You literally couldn't have done, like, statistically, you could not have done better than you did. The only other options were you lose. So you did better than that. So you did the best that you possibly could. You have reached your natural equilibrium.
For once.
I mean, I'm about to wrap it up, but I will say, even though your last game you didn't win, it was a
God, no, I did though.
I've ever seen.
It was the
best game I've ever
seen. It was a hard-fought match.
So much. I won so many times, and then I threw it away.
And you had a lot of really good moves, and
I got so greedy.
Dramatically better than your early games, and again, you were playing against Thera, which who again is 10-0 in Pyre.
Yeah, that was probably the best game I've ever seen, by the way.
I stopped playing Pyre. I was playing Pyre, and I started playing a different game. I was like, well, in StarCraft, you want to stretch it out when you're ahead. You just get the value just doubles and doubles. It just did not work.
Well, I want to thank you both for playing. Sean, congratulations on the win. Rat, thank you so much for co-hosting. It's always better when I've got somebody else to talk to, especially when I'm focusing on putting cards up on the screen. And thank you to the viewers, and everyone have a great evening.
Thanks.
Cheers.